We are on yet another day with no sign of little Quinton Simon. The toddler was last seen at his home on Wednesday morning. Tonight, the child is still considered a missing person. Chatham County's Police Chief Jeff Hadley says Quinton's case will stay that way until he has a reason to believe otherwise. This morning, Chief Hadley talked to county commissioners. He told them investigators are working 18-hour days looking for a break in this case. When he left the commission meeting, the chief talked with WSAV lead investigative reporter Brett Buffington.
I mean, I still hold on to hope, you know, and the Elizabeth Smart case comes to my mind, you know, many years ago in Utah, I believe is when it was, is that she was gone for several months and she ended up, you know, being found. So, you know, if I can hold on to that hope, if there's something that we can glam onto and keep us moving, then we're going to do that.
Now, Brett is live tonight with new information about this case. Now, Brett, you know, we know there have been some tense moments at the home where this little boy was living, and I understand that you know more about the conditions there tonight.
Yeah, Ben, we got an incident report from a case back in September where police were called there after a fight between the mother of this child, Lelani, and her mother, Billy Joe Howell. Lelani Simmons, of course, Quinton's mother. We learned from that incident report this fight was over laundry, but just a day later is when that eviction notice was filed. Of course, we have an entire timeline that we're working to put together now to show you minute by minute, essentially, from that moment in September to where we are right now. The police chief earlier today telling us that he's simply holding on to hope. The grid search from what we saw on Wednesday and on Thursday, it wasn't what we saw today. The police chief here telling us that he essentially will have his investigators out in certain areas that they have a reason to be in now. Of course, that means that you won't see those massive searches like we saw on Wednesday and on Thursday. Of course, he told us again that he's holding on hope that this will still be a missing persons case and that one day soon they will find little Quinton and get him back home to where he belongs. Of course, they haven't had any tips in this case coming in. They haven't had a lot of input from the public. That is a sighting or a reason to think that this is anything more than a missing person. The chief has told us in the past during this case that if they have a reason to think this was, for instance, an abduction, that's when they will put out that Amber Alert or a Levi's call. But right now, they simply just don't have the evidence for that. Of course, we are working to get that full timeline for you up on WSAV.com right now, and we will have it for you coming up tonight on the news at 11. For now, though, we're live at Chatham County Police Headquarters. I'm Brett Buffington, WSAV News 3, on your side.